Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that every hour of your day, every thought you have, every action you take is completely under your control. No distractions, no regrets, no wasted energy. That is the life you are capable of living. If you decide right now to take ownership of your mornings. Many people underestimate the power of the first moments after they wake up. They hit snooze, scroll through their phones, check messages, and let the world dictate their energy. But the truth is, the moment you rise, the moment your eyes open, is the most important moment of your day. It is the canvas upon which you will paint the story of your life. How you greet that moment determines whether you are a passenger drifting through life or a master steering your own ship. Booning your morning is more than a habit. It is a declaration. It is saying to yourself and the universe, I am in charge. I will not be carried away by distractions or circumstances. I will decide my day, and I will decide my life. The great masters, the sages, the people who achieve extraordinary things, they all understand this secret. They do not wait for motivation to find them. They create it. They understand that the first hour after waking is sacred. It sets the tone for the hours that follow. It is when your mind is most pliable, your spirit most receptive, and your body most capable of energy and focus. You think about it. When you wake up in a rush, when your first actions are reactive rather than deliberate, your entire day becomes reactive. You respond to emails, notifications, and urgent demands. You chase other people's priorities, and by evening, you wonder why your dreams feel distant and your energy depleted. But when you rise with intention, when your first actions are deliberate, everything changes. You start your day with clarity. You start your day with power. You start your day with purpose. So how do you do it? How do you claim your mornings and through them your life? Start small, but start deliberately. Before your feet hit the floor, take a moment to breathe. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel your body awakening. Give gratitude for this new day, this chance to create, this chance to be better than yesterday. Gratitude is the seed. It opens your mind to possibility. It reminds you that life is a gift, not a burden. Then move your body. It does not need to be a long workout. Simple stretching, a few push-ups, or even walking for 5 minutes in silence will activate your energy. The body and mind are connected. A calm, alert, and energized body fuels a focused and powerful mind. PA next, set your intention. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing I must achieve today? Write it down. Speak it aloud. Commit to it. When you know your priority, the rest of the day aligns itself. It is astonishing how clarity at the start of the day reduces confusion, stress, and wasted time. The mind, like water, flows most freely when it is not clogged with clutter and distraction. Give it direction, and it will carry you effortlessly toward your goals. Mandia. Another critical element of owning your morning is protecting your mind from chaos. Turn off the phone, delay the notifications, and avoid the temptation of instant news or social media. These are energy vampires. They steal your focus, scatter your attention, and dilute your power. The first hour of your day should be sacred, free from external noise, filled only with what strengthens you. Read a book, meditate, reflect, or plan. Do something that elevates your spirit and sharpens your mind. Small, consistent actions like this compound over time into unstoppable momentum. Benja, I want you to understand one thing deeply. Mastery over your morning is mastery over your life. When you can control your mornings, you can control your choices, your habits, and your destiny. You become the architect of your day rather than the victim of circumstance. Life will always throw challenges your way. Unexpected events, difficult people, unforeseen problems. But if you have anchored your mind in the first hour, if you have set the tone with clarity, energy, and focus, you will face every challenge with strength rather than stress. You will respond with wisdom rather than reaction. You will live intentionally rather than drift. Many people ask me, Shi Heng Yi, how do I stay disciplined? The answer is simple but profound. Start with the morning. If you conquer this, everything else becomes easier. Habits follow intention, success follows clarity, happiness follows alignment. And it all begins before the sun rises fully, before the world makes its demands, before the chaos begins. Your morning is your battlefield, and if you win it, the rest of the day and the rest of your life becomes manageable, even extraordinary. Now that you have begun to master your mornings, the next challenge, the next transformation, is to break free from the chains of approval. Most people live their lives in a quiet prison, built not from walls, but from the need to please others. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to seek validation. From our parents, our teachers, our friends, and eventually, the world around us. Approval becomes a currency, and we trade our peace, our freedom, and even our dreams for the fleeting comfort of being liked. But the truth is, no one can give you the approval that truly matters. That approval, that validation must come from within. When you understand this, everything changes. Living for others is exhausting. You wake up trying to fit expectations that are not yours. You speak, act, and make decisions based on what others will think or say. And at the end of the day, no matter how much you give, it is never enough. There is always someone to impress, some standard you cannot meet, some judgment you cannot escape. But when you stop seeking approval, when you shift your energy inward, a remarkable freedom emerges. You are no longer a puppet on someone else's strings. You become the master of your own choices, the author of your own story. Then breaking free from approval begins with awareness. Notice when your decisions are influenced by fear of judgment. Notice when your words are filtered not by truth, but by what others will accept. Every time you adjust yourself to gain favor, you trade authenticity for comfort. And the price of that trade is high. Your potential diminishes, your voice weakens, and your spirit shrinks. Life is too short to live someone else's expectations. Your path, your growth, and your fulfillment are found only when you are true to yourself. More, the next step is courage. It takes courage to say no, to stand alone, to act in alignment with your values even if others disagree. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. When you make decisions from a place of authenticity, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences into your life. And those who criticize, doubt, or oppose you, they are not your measure. They are not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to honor yourself. Breaking free from approval also requires trust in your own judgment. Many people second-guess themselves constantly. They ask, am I doing the right thing? Instead of asking, is this true to me? The moment you trust yourself, clarity replaces doubt. Confidence replaces hesitation. And when you act with confidence, the world begins to respond differently. Opportunities appear, doors open, and you move through life with a sense of purpose that no amount of external approval could ever give you. Done. Another important lesson is to embrace solitude. When you are comfortable alone, when your sense of worth is not dependent on anyone else, you develop a quiet strength. Solitude allows reflection, it allows clarity, and it allows you to understand what you truly desire. It is in these moments of introspection that your values, your passions, and your purpose become undeniable. And once you recognize them, nothing in the outside world can sway you from your path. Njiri. Remember that breaking free from approval is not about being arrogant or disconnected. It is about alignment. It is about living in a way that honors your own truth, so that your actions are consistent with who you are, not who others want you to be. When you live in alignment with your true self, peace and fulfillment naturally follow. Happiness is no longer a pursuit. It becomes the natural consequence of authenticity. Gender. I want you to imagine the weight lifted when you no longer need anyone's approval. Imagine making choices solely based on what will grow you, challenge you, and fulfill you. Imagine the clarity that comes from acting with integrity to yourself rather than trying to navigate a maze of external expectations. This is freedom. This is mastery. This is the life you are building as you learn to live intentionally, step by step, day by day. Tremendous. So today, begin the practice. Notice when your actions are driven by fear of judgment. Pause, breathe, and ask, is this for me or is this for them? Choose authenticity. Choose courage. Choose yourself. This is one of the most powerful lessons you can learn in your journey to master self-living. As you continue to release the need for approval, you will find that life no longer dictates your value. Your value defines your life. Now that you have begun to break free from the need for approval, the next step in mastering self-living is to embrace discomfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding it, running from it, pretending it doesn't exist. They seek comfort, stability, and predictability, thinking that peace lies in safety. But the truth is, growth never happens in the comfort zone. Comfort is a beautiful lie. It feels good temporarily, but leaves you stagnant, unfulfilled, and far from your true potential. If you want to transform your life, if you want to master self-living in Sen Ling Saluk, you must train yourself to see discomfort not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Mende discomfort comes in many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection, physical strain, emotional uncertainty, or the challenge of doing something you have never done before. It is the tension between where you are and where you want to be. Every moment of discomfort is an invitation to grow, to stretch, and to rise beyond your current limitations. Think of a seed buried under soil. It must struggle, push, and break through the darkness before it can reach sunlight. Your life works the same way. Every challenge, every uncomfortable moment is the pressure that shapes your character, sharpens your skills, and strengthens your spirit. Almendris, when we shy away from discomfort, we are choosing ease over excellence, avoidance over action. We settle for mediocrity instead of pursuing greatness. But the path of self-living, the path that leads to mastery of life, demands courage. It demands that you walk into what scares you, face what challenges you, and endure what others cannot bear. The process may be painful, exhausting, even intimidating, but the rewards are profound. Each time you choose discomfort, you expand the boundaries of what you thought possible. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than fear, braver than doubt, and capable of more than you imagined. Embracing discomfort is also about embracing change. Life is constantly moving, constantly evolving, and often uncomfortable. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can control how you respond. When you learn to face uncertainty with strength, you gain freedom. Freedom from hesitation, freedom from procrastination, and freedom from the anxiety that comes from clinging to what is safe and familiar. Those who master discomfort discover resilience. They are unshaken by adversity because they have trained themselves to grow through it rather than run from it. Banza. One practical way to embrace discomfort is to seek it deliberately. Choose challenges that push your limits, even in small ways. Speak in public if it terrifies you. Wake up early when it feels easier to sleep. Start a difficult project, confront a fear, or learn something entirely new. These small acts accumulate, and over time, your tolerance for discomfort grows. What once felt impossible becomes manageable, and what once felt frightening becomes empowering. Discomfort becomes not a burden, but a signal, a sign that you are moving forward, stretching your boundaries, and becoming the person you were meant to be. Another aspect of embracing discomfort is learning patience. Growth does not happen instantly. Progress may be slow, and results may not appear immediately. You will stumble, you will fail, and you will face resistance. But discomfort is the forge in which perseverance is built. Every moment you endure, every challenge you face with determination, strengthens your ability to thrive in life. Success is not about avoiding hardship. It is about navigating it with focus, courage, and resilience. Men, understand this deeply. Comfort is the enemy of mastery, and discomfort is the teacher of greatness. If you wish to master self-living in Xianling you must reframe how you see challenges. They are not obstacles to your happiness, they are the pathway to it. Life will never be perfectly easy, and waiting for it to be so will only keep you stagnant. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you step into your power. So today, make the choice to welcome discomfort, lean into it rather than run from it. Allow it to shape you, challenge you, and elevate you. Every difficult moment is an opportunity, every fear is a lesson, and every struggle is a stepping stone towards your mastery. The life you desire is not built in comfort. It is forged in challenge, refined through endurance, and revealed through courage. Remember, the greatest transformations occur when you step beyond the familiar, beyond the easy, and beyond the safe. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your ally. It is the fire that tempers your character, the storm that strengthens your resolve, and the weight that builds your wings. Embrace it fully, and you will discover a life more vibrant, more powerful, and more fulfilling than you ever imagined. Now that you have learned to embrace discomfort, the next essential step in mastering self-living is to simplify and prioritize. Life is inherently complex. Every day, countless tasks, decisions, and distractions compete for your attention. Without clarity, without focus, your energy is scattered, your progress slows, and your mind becomes a battlefield of stress and confusion. Mastering self-living requires the courage to cut through this noise, to identify what truly matters, and to dedicate yourself fully to those few things that will shape your life in meaningful ways. Come be honest, most people live in constant chaos because they treat everything as equally important. They try to do too much, please too many, and chase every opportunity without discerning its value. But life does not reward quantity, it rewards quality. You must learn to see the difference between what is essential and what is trivial. This is not about laziness or avoidance, it is about focus and intelligence. It is about knowing that your time, your energy, and your attention are the most valuable resources you possess, and that wasting them on meaningless tasks is a betrayal of your potential. Memdia, simplifying begins with clarity. Take a moment to reflect on your goals, your values, and your purpose. Ask yourself, what is truly essential? What will move me closer to the life I desire? What aligns with my highest self? Everything that does not serve these priorities is a distraction. Everything that pulls you away from your purpose is an obstacle. Learn to let go without guilt. Learn to say no gracefully, even when it feels uncomfortable. Each no is a space created for your growth, your focus, and your fulfillment. Prioritizing is about action. Once you identify what matters most, you must organize your time, energy, and decisions around it. Start each day with a clear focus on your most important tasks, the ones that will have the greatest impact on your life and your goals. Do not allow minor urgencies, trivial demands, or other people's expectations to derail you. Treat your priorities like sacred commitments. Protect them fiercely. The ability to concentrate on what truly matters and to ignore what does not is a skill that separates those who live intentionally from those who drift aimlessly. Benz, simplifying and prioritizing also extends to your mind and your environment. Declutter your space, eliminate unnecessary possessions, and reduce the noise around you. Your surroundings influence your state of mind. A cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind. When you simplify, you create space for clarity, creativity, and calm. Similarly, simplify your thought. Release worries about the past, anxieties about the future, and judgments about yourself or others that do not serve your purpose. A simplified mind is a focused mind, capable of making decisions with precision and acting with intention. But mastering this lesson is not about doing less. It is about doing more of what matters. It is about amplifying your impact by concentrating your effort on the few things that shape your life, rather than dissipating it on the many things that distract. This principle, when applied consistently, transforms chaos into clarity, busyness into productivity, and stress into purposeful energy. I want you to understand this deeply. Life is abundant with choices, but not all choices are equal. The mastery of self-living in Erstelling Absolute will not come from trying to do everything. It will come from doing what is essential, prioritizing what is meaningful, and committing to it fully. When you simplify and prioritize, your actions align with your goals, your energy flows toward your purpose, and your life begins to feel intentional rather than accidental. Gents, so today take a step back and examine your life, identify what truly matters, let go of the rest. Focus on the few things that will define your success, your growth, and your fulfillment. Simplify, prioritize, and watch as clarity, calm, and purpose naturally unfold. The life you desire is not built by doing everything. It is built by doing what matters most, consistently, courageously, and with unwavering focus. Now that you have learned to simplify and prioritize, the final lesson in mastering self-living is perhaps the most profound: be your own source of happiness. Many people spend their entire lives chasing happiness outside themselves through achievements, possessions, recognition, relationships, or approval from others. They look for validation, praise, or external circumstances to create joy, never realizing that this pursuit is like trying to catch the wind. Happiness that depends on the outside is fragile, fleeting, and unreliable. True fulfillment, the kind that endures through challenges, comes from cultivating it within. Balanced. To be your own source of happiness is to take responsibility for your emotional state. No one else is responsible for how you feel. No success, no relationship, no circumstance can guarantee it. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control how you respond to it. This is the essence of self-living, understanding that your peace, your joy, and your sense of purpose are not gifts to be received. They are skills to be practiced, habits to be developed, and choices to be made every day. Start by nurturing gratitude. Every day, notice the small blessings that often go unseen: the warmth of the sun, the air in your lungs, the simple act of being alive. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, from scarcity to possibility. It is the foundation of a happy mind. Then, cultivate self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding you would give a dear friend. Release self-criticism, judgment, and comparison. Happiness cannot grow in the soil of negativity. It flourishes in an environment of acceptance and love for yourself. Next, engage in activities that elevate your spirit. Whether it is movement, meditation, creativity, learning, or service to others, find what makes your soul come alive. These moments are not indulgences. They are essential practices that reinforce your sense of joy and fulfillment. When your life includes these intentional acts of nourishment, happiness becomes a natural byproduct rather than a pursuit. Being your own source of happiness also means detaching from outcomes. Life will always have challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. Events do not dictate your joy, your mindset does. When you cultivate inner resilience, you can face hardships without surrendering your peace. You become like a mountain, unmoved by storms, grounded in your own stability. External circumstances may fluctuate, but your happiness, rooted in self-awareness, self-care, and self-respect, remains steady. Understand that self-living is not selfish. It is essential. By cultivating your own happiness, you contribute positively to the world. When you are at peace with yourself, your interactions with others are filled with calm, compassion, and clarity. You no longer seek to control or manipulate circumstances to feel joy. You radiate it from within, and that energy transforms the people and situations around you. So today, commit to being your own source of happiness. Release the illusion that it must come from outside. Build it from within through gratitude, self-compassion, purposeful action, and inner resilience. Recognize that you hold the power to shape your emotional world, to create a life that is fulfilling, joyful, and aligned with your true self. This is the final piece of mastering self-living in, Xianling Shaluk, the ability to find peace and joy independent of conditions, to be complete and whole from the inside out. Mand, carry this lesson with you, integrate it into every moment, and you will discover that life is not a pursuit of happiness. It is an experience of living fully, intentionally, and joyfully. Begin each day with this truth and let it guide your thoughts, actions, and choices. You have the power to transform your life, not by chasing external validation or fleeting pleasures, but by nurturing the steady flame of happiness within yourself. Benz, may you walk into Xianling Shaluk with clarity, courage, and the unshakable joy that comes from living for yourself. May each day bring purpose, growth, and fulfillment, and may you master the art of self-living in every moment. Best wishes for a life of true freedom, inner strength, and lasting happiness.